Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. Tonight's guest will be here shortly. We're going to be talking about a few things, and my guest tonight will be Candida Baptista Rose. She she'll be on very shortly. But meanwhile, I'm going to talk about a few things, a few other things that we have coming up in this month. Let's see. Um, we have uh, we have Paul Gooms will be on uh, third week of May. He will be on the third Tuesday of this month. This upcoming month, he'll be on. We're going to talk about him and his basketball career at Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational High School. And we will be talking to him about that, along with many other things. He comes from a family very famous within the community of New Bedford, Massachusetts. And so that is the Gomes family. And we will have many things to talk about, because he's my friend. And we share a lot of stories, a lot of laughs, and, a lot of good things. So we are definitely going to have a ball talking about his career and his family on that date. I believe it's the 19th. And so that will be May 19th of this month, next month. I keep saying this month. For some reason, I'm thinking it's May, and we're a couple of days away. So let's see. Let me just bring my calendar up here. And thank you everybody for joining us, right? Everyone on Facebook, YouTube. Uh, I'm going to add LinkedIn to the destination. LinkedIn, because I have some great supporters on those platforms, man. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, love it. Occasionally I put stuff on Substack and TikTok. TikTok is a great community, and I just love being on it. All right, Candida, I see you. Give me 1 second, and then I'll put you on the screen. Uh, Make sure your hair's done. Make sure your makeup's done. You know, uh, your orange afro, anything you got on right now, just take it off. And you know, um, so 1 second here. All right, everyone. Well, without further ado, we're gonna invite our guest here. What's going on? You are muted.
Hello,
I
hello,
gotta get my little card.
hello. Hello, hello.
Now I see you. What's
How's it?
going on?
I'm ain't
Everyone's
nothing going
good. Everyone's good.
nothing going on but the rent, as they say.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So e- everyone, we invited Candy to come to the podcast, and we're going to talk about a few things that are going on at the Z, our famous Zeiterian theater, and she's doing some classes over there. So I'm going to read the description from the website, and we'll go from there. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. So on May 4th, starting Monday, May 4th, there's a creative classroom, and it's called Songs, Sounds, and Rhythms of Cabo Verde. Candida Rose returns for another dynamic class highlighting the traditional songs and music based on Cabo Verdean culture and heritage. Each class will include instruction on music and guidance on how to sing selective songs, along with coaching on dances connected to these rhythms. Participants will have opportunities to share their voices both individually and as part of a group. We will explore genres such as Morna, Coladeira, Funaná, and Batuku. Candida's original material will also be introduced, encouraging students to reflect on and develop their own creative interests and abilities. The class is beginner friendly You do not need to have prior experience singing or know how to read music or speak Creole to participate. The classes meet on Monday, May 4th, May 11th, May 18th, June 1st, June 8th, June 15th from 6 to 7 p.m. The class is suitable for all ages and all skill levels. Anyone with EBT, WIC, or Connective Care card is spit that out, eligible for a reduced price. Um, let's see, distributed on a first come, first served basis. Card to culture tickets cannot be purchased online. Please call our box office at 508 994 2900 to inquire. That box office is the box office of the Zeiterian. So there it is, Candida,
There it
in a
is.
nutshell.
Now, first,
The
I'm not sure you were frozen for me for now. There you go. I think we're good now. You were frozen for me for a second. For a little bit there. So I'm not sure if it's my internet acting wonky. So if it is, and I get kicked out, I'll come back in. But just wanted to let you know that there's
all right.
something. It keeps telling me I'm unstable. You can take that whatever way you want.
No, you are by far not unstable. So I'm glad you're doing the classes. We were over the winter. We did some classes with Giovanni. He said he was going to do some dance classes. Now, are you filling in, or are you taking over that assignment as
No,
the
no, no.
Creole classes at
Those
the Zeiterian?
no. So our classes are two separate. He's focusing on the dance, like really teaching how to do the dances, right? From Pasada to Coladeira to all the different, Batuku. I mean, he's really focusing on the dances. I'm more focused on sort of a general of teaching some of the songs, but also teaching a little bit of the history, a little bit of the heritage. And I'm sure he is too, but I think our perspectives we're coming at it from different angles, I believe. We're probably trying to get
Yeah.
into some of the same places, but me, it's more about song, and his is more about dance. So, and of course,
Now,
they're intertwined, right? Because the song and the dance and the rhythms,
yeah.
it's all intertwined. But yeah, and I think what
What?
I may do this time around is really focusing on the teaching of the songs. Oh,
Yeah.
Michael, thank you, Michael. I love Michael. I love you, Michael. Um,
Michael's Michael's all over the internet, man. He's just
always,
all over it. He's at.
always.
So we gotta support his show, on Fridays, and um, it's in Sport Corner. It's just great sports talk, and I truly try to tell everybody to get on there and support him, give him the numbers that he deserves, and so yeah. But here he is again, supporting you, supporting me. So good things.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, always. He's and what's wonderful about about Michael and his show is that, yes, it's a sports corner, but I know nothing about sports, but he brings me on there and I talk about I talk about music and I talk about
yeah,
stuff and whatever. And so it's broader. He's also bringing in, his cultural heritage into it in all different
yeah,
kinds of ways. So yeah, so we definitely need to support Mike. Um, so anyway, so what I was
makes
go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, so what I was just wanted to say is that what I'm hoping to do this time around is really nope, Candida Rose Baptista. Are you putting that in?
You know, you're killing me. You're killing me. I killed myself. My
Rose,
error.
Baptista. Candida Rose.
Why? Why did I do that? All right, let's go.
And you know what?
Go
I you
ahead.
know
Go ahead. Keep going.
I didn't say before getting into any of this. I want to thank you, Charlie, for bringing me on again. Charlie, you are always supportive of everything that I do, and I'm grateful to you for bringing me on to allow me to talk a little bit about this creative classroom. That's being given by the Zeitarian. Um, and it's important because there are so many. There's been people who have taken my classes. This will be the third go around, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody, we for whatever reasons we haven't gotten the numbers that we would like, and this time around, which is part of the reason why I'm here, is that we're just not getting the numbers that we need, and we may not be able to run the course if folks don't register. So I'm not, no pressure, but
Yeah.
um, I think it's important because the people who did take the course the first and second time around, we're very, very glad that they did. And they learned so much. And all of them were they were all of Cape Verdean descent, but felt like they
Mm-hmm.
learned so much about the culture and the heritage. I mean, we all, those of us who are Cape Verdean American and grew up in the culture of Cape Verdean American culture here in New Bedford. I mean, we're fortunate that we learned about music, we learned about our culture, and we learned all these things, but there's still so much that we don't know. And like every time I go to Cabo Verde, like this last time I went,
Mm-hmm.
I learned so much about the music, I learned so much about the people, I learned so much about the culture and the heritage. And the like I said, the people that has taken the course with me have, they've just been so appreciative of what they've been
Yep.
able to learn, even if it's just a little bits and pieces, right? And so I encourage folks to come. And what I wanted, like I said, what I'd like to do this time around is really concentrate on learning those songs, right? I just got back from Cabo Verde. I was there for two and a
Mm-hmm.
half weeks starting. I left April 1st and I just got back on April 19th. And I just came back with all these amazing insights about teaching, and how to bring the music forward. And what was really beautiful is that I taught to the two songs that I brought to them in Cabo Verde. They probably know better than I do, but to
Mm-hmm.
bring songs that I grew up with here in the United States, uh, before I even got to Cabo Verde, and sort of do this sort of cross the ocean, sharing of these same songs, right? It was really kind of cool. So the songs I'm talking about is Sosabi and Sodadi. So Sosabi
Mm-hmm.
and Sodadi. And those are two of the songs that I like to teach, in addition to some of the other ones. But I think we're gonna concentrate on a few of the songs. And when I was in Cabo Verde, they really were hungry or thirsty for knowing how to use your voice, because like Cape Verdeans, for some reason, we're just like, oh, I'm I'm gonna say this, and some people folks are gonna think
Go
I'm sort
ahead.
of fine, but Cape Verdeans are naturally talented. I don't care if whether you're singing, whether it's artistic, whether it's visual arts, whatever happens to be, whether you're playing instruments. I mean, you get to Cabo Verde and you happen to see like these 2 and 3 and 4 year old little young children playing drums that are, you know, bigger than they are, but they seem to have it like natural,
Mm-hmm.
right? A gentleman that I had interviewed when I was in Cabo Verde in 2016, Charles Acabori, and he talks about cultural DNA. And and every time I go to Cabo Verde, I believe in this concept that there's something that's innate within us. And to go to Cabo Verde and to start teaching these people about singing, about the voice as an instrument, to teach them, start teaching them about breathing. It's like they were like hungry
Mm-hmm.
for that because they already know that they already have this natural ability to sing. Like they just kind of just open their mouths and they just sing. But
Yeah.
they were hungry to know how to use their voice, not just to open their mouth and sing, but okay, what is my voice doing when I open it to sing? Where are the sounds coming from? How is the
Mm-hmm.
breath connecting to my voice, and how is the breath helping me to get my sounds out better? And so really seeing that and really understanding that, I want to that's part of what I want to bring to these sessions, because most of the sessions before have been more about we do talk about the songs, we do talk about the lyrics, we do talk about the history, we do talk about the genres, and I still want to do some of that, but I really believe that I think people really want to sing, like people want to use their voice. People and we
True.
had 3 days of instruction. Right, so 2 hours each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we had a day of rehearsal, and then we had the recital. And in that short amount of time, um, the quality that came through, I had a class. These people don't know me from a hole in the wall. They just, but they heard
Mm-hmm.
that Rose is going to be there, and she's going to be teaching about the voice and all that. I had 35 to 40 people in my class, and
Wow.
it was just an amazing thing. If anybody is interested in seeing some of that footage, if you go to my Facebook page, Candida Rose, or if you go to Golden Rose Music, there's some videos, I believe, of or at least pictures of some of the classes, some of the class that I did. And I'm going to be putting up over the next few days, between now and next week. I'm going to be going through my pictures and putting up some more pictures. So I say all of that to say is that what I would like to see during these Zeitarian creative classroom, and depending on how many people register, um, or not, we may have to rework um, the classes. I mean, I think they still want me
Mm-hmm.
to do classes in whatever form we can. So, hopefully, if people are watching this or listening to this and they register, then maybe it'll, maybe we can run it the way it is. But if not, then maybe it might need to be reworked a little bit. To continue to do these classes, because I think the Zeitarian feels that these classes and this knowledge is really important and vital to our community.
Yes.
Why they keep having me on deck to do these classes. So
Now tell me something. When you with getting on board with this with the Zeitarian, um, you get hired to do these classes. The creative part of this class, or actually brainstorming this class, does it come from you or does it come from the Zeitarian?
it's all
How does
me.
that work?
Pretty much on me. I mean,
Yeah.
I may ask for a little bit of guidance in terms of like
Hmm.
curriculum and how to place the curriculum, maybe.
Yep.
But really, it's like 98% of this is me. This is my, and it's a learn and it's a learning process for me as well. Like each time, each time I do these classes, I actually learn from my students, right?
Mhm.
uh, because they're, I'm getting feedback from them as to what, wow, this is really really great information. um I want more of this, or maybe you should do more of this. And so each time it's a growing experience for me as well, as the teacher. Um, so it's definitely sort of a give and take. I'm learning as I'm imparting knowledge as well. Um,
Good. Good. It's just because the whole building, the whole everything about it is new, and
mhm,
so and there's a perception out there, or there's a perception, or even an inquiry about, is this the new Criterion? Is things going to be newer um, than what it was before? And I honestly have to tell people, yes, it is. It's already showing in everything that's there from these classes to you've been around in this community for a long time, so you didn't see this before, and now we're seeing it. And so it's very, very important that you know everyone involved kind of latches on and takes the Criterion and supports them, because it's ours.
mhm,
It's just a proud. We should all be proud of what's going on, and
mhm,
there's room for adjustments and making things happen. And I already see it. I seen it when the renovations were just starting, or when everything was just stripped. They were talking about it and brainstorming everything, and then now to see that everything that they talked about is boom right there, front and center.
mhm.
It just goes to show that they're not playing around, and I truly, truly appreciate everybody on board inside that building.
Yeah. And I'm going to throw out a couple of names just because I feel
Yep.
um, like, you got to give credit where credit is due, is particularly for me with dealing with the educational piece of it, right? Blair Taylor and Emma York. I
Hmm.
mean, they have done incredible amounts of work over these last couple of years that the
Yeah.
renovations have been done, going into the community. I'm getting a little choked up because when I first started working with Blair and Emma, and we were doing we were going out into the community, and we were going out into the elderly communities, and bringing classes to them. I mean, just that was kind of like unheard of, right? To
Yeah.
like actually going into the community and bringing classes to them. I mean, yeah, it was, maybe they had to because the Zacterian was closed, but they could have not done that. I mean,
Hmm.
but the fact that uh, they really reached out to the community and said, "Hey, we want your input. We want to, excuse me, we want to diversify,
Hmm.
for lack of a better word. We want to." And so the work that, particularly the work that, I mean, I know it's a collective effort of everybody at the Criterion, but I'm just speaking from my own personal, uh,
Yeah. You
my
have
own
those.
relationship with Emma and Blair. They just stellar in the work
True.
that they've done. And so,
And
um,
you're one of uh, hundreds of people that are saying the same thing that you said about those two people.
mhm, mhm,
Including me. I just think that the work is fabulous. And when you reach out to either one of them, you're definitely gonna get a response back. You're gonna definitely not gonna leave you hanging. You
right,
know, you're not
exactly.
gonna not gonna go on the top of a desk somewhere and just sit there. They're definitely gonna get back to you. And I
Mhm,
truly, truly like their dedication. I also serve on the board with Blair, with the New Bedford Historic Society. So I
Mhm.
know firsthand how she works and what she's about. And New Bedford's New Bedford's fortunate to grab her.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't understand, and I remember a podcast that Counselor Derek Baptiste had with her, and that was she was opening herself out to really truly, um, you know, so people can get to know her, and so getting to know how talented and where she comes from, that she's no slouch, and
No,
so
not even
and
a little bit.
yeah,
Not even a little bit.
and
Not even.
so and I gotta give hats off to Emma too. I truly love her and what she
Emma's
does.
a hometown girl. Like she's,
Yeah.
from she's around from around the way, right? So
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
she's right like from here.
And a lot of mutual friends, and you, you like, remember the first time I met her, I'm like, she got a lot of mutual friends, and even at a younger age, her friends are my friends and vice versa. So it's good.
Mhm.
Um,
And
so
they've been, the two of them, right from, like I said, right from the beginning, when we were doing the, going out into the communities with the forgot the name of the program that they were doing, but they were going, I think it was something, art for the aging or so. I forgot exactly what it was called, but whatever that program was, again, just right from the beginning, the support that they gave to me to do, to sort of let me do what I feel, can be done, or
mhm,
let me sort of experiment with, with the people that I was working with. I just every step of the way, they just been really, really supportive of my work. And there's a lot to be said for that, because when you feel like people appreciate what you're doing, it makes you want to give more. It makes you want to do more. And so, um, and because they're there, if I do have questions or whatever, it just makes me want to, um, continue. So
yeah,
yeah.
it's I just I don't know. I'm just so excited about the building that it truly,
Hmm.
especially going in there with a hard hat and seeing, the process and what was going to happen. And then you kind of look at it and say, all right, 10 months from now, then it becomes 6 months from now, then 3 months from now, then 7 days before the grand opening or the reopening. And it's like, boom, it happens. Right.
Yeah.
And then that was just a, a great day for this community. Those genuine pictures of people smiling is just organic and it's so true. We are all happy for that building.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
to put
especially those of us who remember when it was a state theater, right?
yeah, yeah, seeing those kung fu fighting and all double features uh and we're far gone, far from the days when $2 going to the state theater was a great day. You was definitely gonna do the right thing. And I think the craziest thing is everyone had to take a trip to the bathroom and just going down those stairs. I mean, it was just crazy. You just thought you're gonna fall down the stairs or someone fooling around. It's just crazy, crazy. But and I um I actually wanted to do a story and about you know about the state theater and way back when. And I mean, I know other people have done it, but I just wanted to kind of get from when the kids in the neighborhood decided, all right, yeah, 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 just deciding to go there and walking, about 8 to 10 deep and just going there, and it's just amazing. And then after the movies were done, you were hanging out, and it was just a good spirited thing, you know.
Mhm.
Um, so as you're preparing for these classes, I really hope, truly hope that the numbers come out and that you get it done. Just because it becomes the history of the Zyterian, right? An accomplishment. And I think that accomplishment of those classes are very, very important for
Mhm.
a lot of things, later on when you're applying for different things, grants and funding and donations and all that stuff. I just think that when you become inclusive like they have and diverse, it's very, very important that we all try to make sure that classes like this are very, very successful because it all helps us later on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thank you for, just for helping to get the word out, because I think that's what sometimes happens, right? Is like a lot of times people like, I didn't know that this was happening. I didn't know. Um, um, you know, and how do you get the word out and
Yeah.
let people know that things are happening? Word of mouth is wonderful, Facebook is wonderful, all of those things. But I even I sent it out in my newsletter, in my email. I mean, so if you're on my email list at all, you'll know about this. But right now it's like you can have, it doesn't matter if you have something and it's great, right? It's the best thing since sliced bread,
Hmm.
but nobody knows about it, then it's not
Uh,
gonna it's gonna
it's
happen because no one knows, right?
well,
So, so
become just become just like spread on your table,
right, on your table, on your plate, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so having an outlet like this, Charlie, to put the word out there, and I would ask that whoever is listening to this right now, or watching this or whatever, um, you know, tell people, right? Because again, sometimes the word of mouth, right? You tell two friends, you tell two
Hmm.
friends, tell two friends, and so on and so on and so on, right? Like that old Suave, was it Suave commercial?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They hit the whole shampoo commercial. Um, so, and I mean, it's fun. The classes are fun. The the camaraderie, right?
Hmm.
Like, it's a 6-week class, so each time you go, if you meet somebody new, you get to meet somebody that you haven't met before. You get to, sing songs together. You get to,
Hmm.
dance the dances together. You get to watch things together. I mean, it's there's so many good things about it. But just again, and even if you're not Cape Verdean, I mean, this class is not just for Cape Verdeans, obviously, right?
Yeah.
It's for whoever
Yes.
is interested in world music. I mean,
Hmm.
Cape Verdean music is part of the whole quote unquote world music scene, right? Um, and so anybody who's interested in those kinds of things, understanding more about musical history from a world music perspective, or learning more about Cape Verde music and how it intertwines. I mean, one of the things that I truly understood when I was in Cabo Verde. So, for those of you who may not know, and I don't know, Charlie, how much you know about why I went to Cabo Verde, but I was invited by Minister Augusto Vega, who
Hmm.
is the Minister of Culture and Creative Industries in Cabo Verde. And I was invited by him um, to perform for the Atlantic Music Expo,
Nice.
and a delegate to an invited delegate to the expo, um, and then also teach, be an artist in residence at the Cesare Evora Accademia di Arte, which is a
Hmm.
arts academy. Um, and so being able to be there and being in the midst of all that was going on with the Atlantic Music Expo, there were people there from all over the world, and particularly along the sort of the Atlantic, Atlantic Ocean, right?
Yep.
Uh, all of the countries that the sort of line on both sides, right? The Atlantic Ocean, from Europe, Africa. I mean, Central America. I mean, I got to sit and do. Oops. Uh-oh. Just lost my earphone. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes, I can.
I don't know where my other earphone went. But anyway, so I got to meet, I met people from Brazil, I met people from Senegal, I met people from Italy, I met people from all over the place. And some of the music, so not only the Cape Verdean music that was in the air and on the streets
Hmm.
all over the place, but there was music, there was a at the Kriolu, there was the Atlantic Music Expo, and then there was the Kriolu Jazz Festival, right? So the Atlantic Music Expo brought people from all of these different places, whether it was promoters, it was managers, it was production people who were producers, music producers, people who direct venues, right, and bring and program um, venues. I mean, there were people just from all walks of the music industry, intermingling with each other and interconnecting. People from Holland and people from
Hmm.
Luxembourg. I mean, it was just incredible. And it actually made me come back home, and I was so inspired by all of this that was going on. It's like, okay, we gotta go. Like, you know, I want to put together a whole bunch of folks to go next year. Like, I want New Bedford to descend on on Cabo Verdean,
Nice.
right? Um, that's a whole nother story. Uh,
Hmm.
but um, just the education of all of this, right? Just being able to take it all in, was just such an incredible experience for me. And so being able to take some of that experience, and take that some of that excitement, and
Hmm.
put it into the class, um, and take the excitement of not only the Atlantic Music Expo and the Creole Jazz Festival, but also taking the excitement of that artist in residency, that I did with these amazing students who ranged from um,
Hmm.
high school students, and ranged all the way up to my age and older, and we won't say what that is, but you can see the white hair. So um, and so there was a range of students in my class. So the excitement of all of that is what I'm bringing back with me, and hoping to give in these classes, in these 6 weeks of this class. So I'm really hoping that people will take advantage
Yeah.
of this opportunity to to learn, uh,
Hmm.
but also for me to learn from you too. Like, this it's always a two-way street. Um,
Yeah, because what I like is that when you do events like this, and then you kind of have that downtime, or not even a downtime, it could be any time that you're together, and then you share some experience, related to Cabo Verde, or what you were taught, what you were learned, what you have experienced, and then you have a conversation. Well, we did it this way, and this is the reason why we did it. It just becomes another addition to the culture,
mhm,
and
mhm,
we pass it on. I mean, sometimes there's a little difference in some of the things that we've done over the years, but it's still part of the Cabo Verde, and I just like the fact that those conversations, especially with a few people that I was in different classes with, just sharing, you know, how they grew up and what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some people very fluent in the language, right? But they
Mm-hmm.
were never born there, never
Right,
went there.
right,
It's
right.
amazing how
It's
that happened.
amazing, right? Well, to that point, I have to say I'm pretty proud of myself because I actually taught the class in Cabo Verde in Kriolu.
Wow,
Right?
nice.
So, so I was able to go to Cabo Verde and be able to teach in Cape Verde and Creole. So that was a huge uh, that was huge for me. But
Hmm.
what's also interesting is that some of my students who had never come to now see that here's the opposite of what you had just said, right?
Yeah.
Some of my students who had never been to the US spoke English like they had lived here and then went back.
Hmm. Yeah.
And there were some of them that were helping me in some of the translation in some of the translating. Like there's
Hmm.
some words that I wasn't sure of, and I would say, "Oh, como puedo falar esto en Creole?" And I would say it in
Hmm.
English, and then they would tell me what it is, or they would
Yeah. Yeah.
help. So, just sort of that exchange, right?
Hmm.
Of, here I am, coming from the U.S., um, born here, going to Cabo Verde and teaching in Criollo, and then there's students there who've never been here,
Hmm.
and learning and speaking in English. And so it was this beautiful, beautiful, cultural exchange. It was
Yeah.
just beautiful. And um, I think that all of that experience will continue to inform me as I teach these classes more and more. Um, Now, Charlie, have you been to Cabo Verde?
No, no, no. You know,
Okay.
it's gonna be very difficult for me to get there,
Oh,
because of um my fear of flying has gotten even
oh,
worse.
oh no, oh no.
Yeah, it's gotten even worse than it was years ago. Before I would just get on and do it. So, one day I'm just gonna have to just deal with it and just go ahead and go. And what I probably have to do is just prepare of going over there by going on some other trips, just to relieve that fear of flying, um,
Mm,
and get over it. And so because I it wasn't like that, it just started maybe in the past 6 years, and
goodness. Well, the reason why I asked that question is, so as I said earlier, I was invited by the minister to sing for the opening ceremony of
hmm.
Music Expo, and I ended up singing two songs, um, and I say something. A lot of you all know. Those of you who know me know my song "Cabo Verde un dia," right,
Hmm.
which means Cape Verde one day, right, and
Yep.
Tachiga. So that was one of the songs that I sang, and so again, explaining why I wrote this song over 20 years ago. The CD came out in 2006, and I didn't go to Cabo Verde for the first time until after the CD came out.
Hmm.
Uh, and so, being able to explain, the reasons behind the song, and then being able to say, okay, now, 20 years later, here I am singing, being able to on the stage singing the song, and now I'm singing it for all of the people. Now, just now, imagine this, right? So I'm on stage, I've got a full uh, group of young people behind me, with drums that they're doing some of the rhythm of the song. I've got a band behind me. I've got a chorus behind me, and I'm saying, now, since this is my seventh time being Cabo Verde, I'm singing this song for all of you in the diaspora, and I'm not just saying in the United States, but we're talking about the people that were born in Holland, or the people that were born in France, or the people that were born in Senegal, or whatever, but of Cape Verdean descent who have never been to Cape Verde, I'm singing this song for you, so that
Mhm.
one day you get to experience what I've experienced coming back home, because that's
Nice.
what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Yes, I love being American. I do love my country.
Mhm.
Whole nother
Yeah.
thing. That's how I'm not even gonna go there right now with
Yeah.
what we're dealing with at the moment. However, I love being American. I love being Cape Verdean American, and that's the things like, it's okay to be both. It is
Yeah.
okay to.
Yeah. And I always try to get people to understand that the DNA is deeply rooted, just like any other ethnic group in the whole world. People just the DNA is there. The
It's there.
reason why we do a lot of things
It's
is from just from
our
that country.
heritage and our background.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The
So,
let me before we get off that subject,
mhm.
please tell me that you recorded that live performance in Cabo Verde.
Somebody did. It's out there. So if you go, I think there is like the ministry. I think the Ministry of Cape Verde, the Minister of Culture, or Ministry of Culture, I believe, recorded it. There's pieces of it that have been recorded. I have some footage that people have sent to me. So um, there's lots of bits and pieces that people have sent to me of like my whole trip. I was there for 2.5 weeks, right? So like there's bits and pieces of different recordings. I mean, I was kind of all over the media, you
Yeah,
know,
it
for a
and
couple of
and
times.
and the reason why I'm saying it is because, you wrote the song for a reason, and it's to be there, right? And then you're finally there on stage. A live recording, um, produced and recorded on a CD would be magnificent, would be
Mm.
special. And maybe you sang it. I mean, you sing everything good. You always do your great singing. But I would like to hear, or I want you to tell me, was there a difference? Being on that stage, did it bring another feeling to you?
Oh my goodness. The thing is, Charlie, to answer your question, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, and I've sang that song in Cape Verde before, but that was like 2007. So I've
Okay.
sang it on stage in Cape Verde once before. With Zerui Depina brought me for. So in 2006, I went with Tiny Tavares, as a
Mhm.
as a chorus member, and then Zerui Depina brought me in 2007. But this time, again, after 20 years of singing this song, um, and again, the production of it all, right? Like it was, these young people that were playing the drum, and they had this rhythm going, that was taught to them. There, Indu Carlos, who is an amazing drummer, but also he was the sort of the musical director. He was also the musical director for Sarah Tavares, God rest her soul.
Mm.
And he and his wife did this amazing. They have a school called Gotha the Art, which is an art school. And so the energy and just everything that was happening on that stage with the young people and the chorus that was singing my song, right?
Mhm.
And these young people that were playing my song, and I just felt so blessed, so honored, humbled that I
Yeah.
was chosen to be part of this amazing opening to this whole week, is basically what and yes, I feel like I sang it like I had never sang it before.
Mhm.
Um, so was it recorded from beginning, like what I said, from beginning to end? I don't know. So I'd
Yeah.
have to look and see. That's one of the projects that I need to figure out is going back and looking at some of the footage that was put like on Facebook,
Hmm.
um, by the ministry, by the Atlantic Music Expo, because I think they actually, if you go to Facebook and look up Atlantic Music Expo, I think they have lots of footage of just all the different things that they did. So I believe that the opening, there's a recording of the opening there, I believe. Um,
Cool. So,
um, and then I also sang the second song that I sang in English is another one of my songs, "Love Each Other Through," and
hmm
um, and that was a dream come true to be able to sing. I've been wanting to sing that song in front of or get the message out of that song to people all over the world, which that gave me an opportunity to do.
so true.
And by the time I left Cabo Verde, I had actually, because I worked on got it translated by Nezi Brito and Angelo Barboza at Bridgewater State College, and I was able to record "Love Each Other Through"
Hmm.
in Cabo Verdean Kriolu
Nice.
before I left Cabo Verde. So,
That's good.
and so I'm praying that there's going to be a release of
Hmm.
in Kriolu, uh,
Yes.
and who knows, it might get translated into other languages too. Who knows? I don't know. But all of these experiences, and I know we're here to talk about creative classroom, right? So all of these experiences that I had right from the beginning of getting to Cape Verde and just being there and looking across the ocean and knowing that my home is like across the ocean and and I'm connected. My home, we connected through this water, right? This Atlantic Ocean. um and the singing at the beginning of this Atlantic Music Expo, and listening to jazz and listening to all the other different kinds of music and all the different people. I mean, folks from, like I said, from Brazil. I mean, there was this amazing jazz. There was a jazz musician, Carlos um, Matos. Yeah, Carlos Matos, who was an amazing Cape Verdean pianist, plays jazz like he learned from the best jazz musicians.
Hmm.
Amazing. Um, and then there was another jazz musician that I think he's from based out of New York, but I think he's like Brazilian or something. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just all of these experiences, all of these, seeing some of the most talented Cape Verdean vocalists and hearing everything from Morna to Coladeira to Batuku to Funaná and everything in between, even some of the, Kolazuk and all of some of the other stuff. I mean, just being able to hear it all, and then hearing stuff from, vocalists and musicians from Senegal, and just a cappella groups from Italy. I mean, it was
Hmm.
just all of those experiences have come together for me right now in a way that um, I'm so excited to be able to impart some of this through the creative classrooms, and what may happen beyond these creative classrooms, I don't know. And if these creative classrooms don't happen this time around, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean it's never gonna happen. I think people just need to kind of, you know, think about, wow, I really would like to learn, because here in New Bedford, and this is the one thing I say, and even when I was in Cabo Verde, a lot, because some people didn't know, like New Bedford is the cradle of Cape Verdean American history.
Hmm.
Like we are it, right? Like
Yeah.
we, in Nantucket. Let me give Nantucket its due. Yes, there were a few folks that came into Nantucket as well, even before New Bedford. But New
Yeah.
Bedford really is, the cradle of Cabo Verdean American history, and and to be able to be in Cabo Verde and be able to impart that knowledge to some folk that didn't know, right? Like so to be here and impart that knowledge to some folks that may know, and maybe some folks don't know how important we are to um, just how important we are, not only here in New England, but just to the world, right? How important Cape Verdean culture is to Western globalization. I mean, a lot of people don't
Hmm.
understand the connections that we have. So I'm just excited. I'm really excited about being able to offer this class through the Zeiterion, and that they're so supportive of the work that I've been, that I've been doing for 20 plus years. Um, and I want the whole world to know about
Yeah.
us
And
and our culture and how
it's
amazing we are, how amazing our people are, how amazing our ancestors were, how resilient they were to get to where they are now. It's just an amazing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing.
and that's why they bring you on board to do what you've been doing. Because before you were there, they were watching you, and they watched you get you on board, and but I think it was a collective thing. There's also you know what you bring to the table is just you know is just great. It's a great thing of what you bring to the table for that building, and for them to have you and have you in an established classroom to do what you do best is a great thing. Because you know I didn't think the Z was ever going to be capable of doing what they're doing right now, and they're doing it, and they're doing it because someone was finally listening, and so I'm glad it all worked out, and I'm very proud of the Z. We have no problem wearing a Zeiterion T-shirt and being very proud of it, or even having a conversation about it and how special it is to me and the city of New Bedford, because it has grown, and it's grown to be something special. So, um, all right, Candida, I feel free to get in touch with me at any point, anytime. If we have to continue to do what we have to, um, if we got to do it again, let me know. Um, we can do it next week again if you want. There's many, or I'll continue to post and share whatever I can. As far as electronically to
Hmm.
make sure we get people on board.
Yeah, and I will let you know. I mean, what I was told today is that Blair knew that I was coming on with you to
Yeah,
talk about this today. So, we're giving it another day or two to see if this helped to
yeah, yeah.
bring people in. And if not, it's okay. I mean, if not, then there might be another reiteration
Hmm.
of what it might be. And if that is the case, I will let you know, and we'll talk about whatever that is. But we'll see. We'll see how it moves forward. But I just want to thank you, Charlie, once again
Oh,
for
you're welcome.
bringing
You're
me on,
welcome.
and wanting to have a conversation about this and about my experiences in Cabo Verde. And it was just amazing. I mean, not only was it, oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Um, but I mean, and it wasn't all work. I mean, it was a lot of work. I mean, I don't want to say 90% of it was work, but
Hmm.
I also got to see some family. I mean, I met family for the first time um, while I was there as well. I got to go to Ciudad Valia, and and look at the site, the UNESCO World Heritage site, the Portón de Nocilia, Portón de Regreso. So it was just an amazing, just life-changing, eye-opening, heart, heart-pounding, breathtaking experience. And I just want to continue to share it with as many people as I can.
Well,
Oh,
that's exactly what it's supposed to be, especially with your reason going there, and I just I'm glad you went. I'm glad you're sharing those experiences, and it's just a chapter of many more chapters to come when it comes to you and Cabo Verde. So
yes.
I think you know this is just another chapter, and we'll be looking for the next one, no matter what it is. And but I definitely would like to see that live version of you, and I'm gonna check it out within the day or two.
Hmm.
I'll make another announcement about your classes on my next podcast that I have in another hour. I have
Okay.
another podcast, so
All right.
I'll
You're
make
busy. You're busy,
yeah.
Charlie.
I try to be, and so, but yeah, trying to get it all in now because it looks like June of 2026. I'm gonna take a break for about 4 weeks,
Okay.
so trying to get everything in while I can, and so all
Get
right,
it in while the getting's good, right?
yes, that's right. Mhm. So everyone, this is Candida and a good friend for most of my life, and she's really amazing, doing amazing things, and don't forget her. Sign up for those classes, and you can do it at Zyterian.org, and just go into the classes tab and just go, or call the box office, whatever you have to, but definitely sign up. All right. Um,
Yeah, I
I'll
would love
talk to
to
you.
see you. I can't wait to see you all.
Yes, yes. All right. I'll talk to you in a day and see what's going on. Just let me know.
I will. I will.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, Charlie. Thank you, everybody. Love you all.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a good day. Good night, rather.
Good night. Good night.
All right. Hey everyone, that was Candida Rose, and please sign up for those classes. Very important that you do it for yourself, and you do it for the city. You do it for the Zyterian. You do it for her because she's given and given and always given. Um, especially when it comes to the culture. And so, it would be nice to go in there and especially if you're an actor, a musician, a vocalist, you're doing all those things, right? It's good to know all those things, especially in the theater, right? And you're in the theater and you're trying to do something for yourself. Well, now, maybe you are not you're not Cape Verdean, but all of a sudden, you could say, hey, I studied that in the classroom 6 weeks, right? And now you have that part of your resume. You can add it to your resume. With college, if you're a student that's going to college, put that down. They ask you about your community involvement. So the classes can benefit you as a person. So go ahead and join. All right. Everyone, I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock. I will be with Marvin Speller on Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself podcast. We'll be back on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I'll see you in an hour. And thank you for your support of Candida and the Zyterian. All right. Take care, and I'll see you shortly.